What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we are hearing that right now Democrats in Congress are scrambling to try to get something done in the form of a stimulus package, stimulus checks, some type of provisions to help out the American people and send them out right before the midterm elections, so that way it's fresh in the minds of voters right before they hit the polls. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to where things stand. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, let me know in the comments down below, would that convince you? We've been waiting for over a year for fourth federal level stimulus checks, child tax credits, $200 increases to Social Security, wiping out student loan debt, and if they fulfill their promises, but it's been over a year later and they do it right before elections, how's that going to make you feel? Is that going to convince you to keep them in power? Or are you going to vote for the new members of Congress to start rolling in? And we're hearing a red wave takeover in Congress, in the House and in the Senate. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. Now, also, though, take a look at the latest that we're hearing on progress on a stimulus package by the Democrats. Democrats race to revive economic package as inflation spikes. With inflation high and a possible recession looming, and we're hearing it is very likely now, economists are saying, we are going to be having a recession. As if you missed my last video, we heard that the G7 is going to be releasing $600 billion of new spending to go out to help with infrastructures in other countries. $200 billion of that is going to be coming directly from the United States, which economists are saying is going to be pushing us into a recession here very soon. So what's coming on the horizon for our economy, it's not looking good. Take a look at this. Party lawmakers are now trying anew to resurrect talks with their lone holdout, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, saying we're going to be needing some more help here and we want to get this done right away. Now, let me know your thoughts, you guys, but I'm going to be diving into this article, getting you caught up on the latest, as there's unfulfilled promises, and they're saying they're going to get it done. Now, if they don't by chance get it done, we're also hearing that Democrats, they have lined up a list of executive orders for the president to issue right before the elections, just to make sure, in case they can't get it done through Congress, they can get something out in time. Now, whatever unfolds, I'm going to keep you up to date, but let's go ahead and dive into the latest as to what we're hearing about the progress that they're making right now to get through some sort of stimulus package. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, very quickly, just take a second, smash that like button for me. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much. Also, if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is very quickly smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll let you know everything going on with Congress, the economy, stimulus packages, stimulus checks, and if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. Just hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance, as we are in a very turbulent economic environment, and what's on the horizon, it's not looking good. So I'm going to keep you up to date on what's happening with real estate, stocks, crypto, everything that you need to know. Consider joining that second channel. I'll pin a comment down below. You can click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications for more content. And I'm going to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. We are assembling a comprehensive list of all checks on all levels, states, cities, and counties, as they're releasing their own checks, but a lot of people don't know that they even exist, where to go to apply, and they're only available for limited amounts of time. So we're hearing that people are actually missing out on this. There's leftover money, and it's just going back to the federal government, and people are missing out. I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen to you here on the Steve Ram channel. I'm going to keep you up to date, so keep an eye out for that as well. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this article, get you caught up on the latest as where things stand with Democrats scrambling to try to get through something in time before these elections. Alright, so first up, link in the description below to this article that recently came out from the Washington Post, and it reads, with inflation on the rise and the threat of a recession looming, congressional Democrats are scrambling to revive their long-stalled economic spending package, hoping to deliver relief to the Americans whose finances have soured during months of political bickering. And we've had the last stimulus package go out in March of 2021. A lot of people are waiting for promises to be fulfilled of more stimulus to come, and we have not yet seen it. Now, when Democrats last tried to advance the party's $2 trillion initiative in December, hoping to overhaul the nation's healthcare, education, climate, and tax laws, The economy seemed to be booming. Stocks traded high, gas prices were low, and lawmakers saw an opening to advance the measure then known as the Build Back Better bill. And you will recall that stimulus package originally, they wanted to see $10 trillion, $6 trillion, $7 trillion in new spending, monthly reoccurring $2,000 stimulus checks, child tax credits, wiping out student loan debt, Social Security increases of $200, all of which now has been stripped out of the bill with concerns of inflation and adding more so to the nation's debt. Now, what is actually included? Well, right now, the negotiations are very secretive between Joe Manchin and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, as information rolls out, I'll keep you up to date, but what we've heard is this bill has been narrowed down and is very, very small and does not include very many, if any, direct assistance payments to people. Now, once they pass this through, though, we're also going to be seeing what of those unfulfilled promises will make it to executive orders and executive actions. Now, continuing on, though, more than 6 months later, however, the economy has shifted considerably, along with Russia's invasion of Ukraine and another resurgence of the pandemic that is hitting right now. The nation faces soaring costs for housing, gasoline, groceries, and other goods, all made worse by the specter of another downturn. The economic peril has fueled new urgency on Capitol Hill, where Democrats hope to resolve their differences, recraft their agenda, and deliver before fall on at least some of the promises that they made in the last elections for this election that's coming up. So it's very likely that a lot of this is going to be unfolding this year, right before those midterms. It's essential to do this because it responds to the pocketbook concerns right now, financial concerns right now. It moves to cut costs right now, and it also lays the foundation for these smarter approaches for the future, said Senator Ron Wyden. He's the Senate Finance Committee member, and he actually is the one that had authored the federal unemployment benefits, the PUA, PEUC, and the FPUC boost of $600 and then $300. He was the one that created that. Now, the chief obstacle remains Senator Joe Manchin, though, a moderate whose opposition last year scuttled President Joe Biden's agenda. Manchin has huddled privately and repeatedly with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in recent weeks as Democrats labor anew to secure his must-have vote on a scaled-back bill that they hope to bring to the floor in July. So you guys, this upcoming month, they're hoping to release details on this bill. Now, we're hearing it's taking place behind closed doors between these two individuals. Now, when this is released, when the information comes out on it, all the details, I'll be sure to share here on the channel. Now, Manchin has remained steadfast in his belief that the U.S. government should spend less and raise more than others in his party have preferred. Now, increasingly, Democrats believe that they will end up with a package far smaller in scope than they had first envisioned. One focused on lowering prescription drug prices and combating climate change, with spending financed through changes to tax laws that also cut the deficit. So they're saying they're going to increase taxes on the wealthiest and on corporations. That should hopefully pay for all the provisions included and even more so that way they can reduce the deficit. Now, we will see. I will keep you up to date, but many of the key details are still unresolved, generating fresh discomfort among lawmakers. In signs of a lingering schism, a broadly supported attempt to lower the prices of health insurance by extending subsidies under the Affordable Care Act remains at risk of falling out of the package entirely. The loss of those tax credits could result in premium increases for millions of Americans next year. So not only have they not got things passed, there could be provisions falling off, which could be hurting Americans even more as well. Now, the delays and doubts have only compounded Democrats' frustrations after they had to abandon plans to lessen the prices of housing, make childcare more affordable, and push for development of energy sources that can be alternatives to expensive gas. Ideas that they say that might have made a difference with the potential recession on the horizon. So right now they are pushing, trying to see what they can get done, and they're very disappointed with the progress or lack thereof on this package. Now, you know how strongly I felt about Build Back Better as we passed it. None of that has changed, said Pramila Jayapal, as they had passed it in the House of Representatives, but it got stuck in the Senate. What I also know is that we desperately need to deliver some big policies immediately. To much of my chagrin, we have one person that didn't want to vote for the deal that we had been agreed to, but we need that one person, she added. We need to pass the maximum that we can pass, and that's going to make a real difference for the American people. So right now, it's all boiling down to the Senate and what's going to be happening with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Joe Manchin. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but as I mentioned, as more rolls out on this, I'll be sure to keep you up to date. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Congress, the Democrats, they're going to be able to pull this off? Are we going to be seeing stimulus checks, child tax credits, increases to Social Security? Of all of these, which one do you think is the one that is going to make it through? Do you think it would be stimulus checks? We're hearing calls right now for gas stimulus checks. We're hearing a lot of calls for child tax credits that also has Republican support as well. Senator Mitt Romney and several others are saying that needs to go out. And we also have wiping out the student loan debt. That is actually lined up to be the first executive order to be issued by the president to wipe out $10,000 of student loan debt per borrower. And we also have Social Security increases. There is proposals on the table for that as well. Let me know your thoughts, you guys, but whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you up to date and let you know what's taking place. And with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button for me, helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Join the Ram fam, smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance. And with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.